Welcome in to the new members and to the old members that have found their way back to the community. I need you just as much as you need me. In this morning's update, we're going to go over, and it's very important from an XRP holder standpoint or from a crypto trader standpoint in particular. We came back up as expected yesterday. In XRP, we've talked about the 63 cent level from the rising channel resistance that you would have to get back over to invalidate this downward momentum and to keep us from going down to try to double bottom at either around the 55 cent or going all the way down to the 53.2 cent roughly where we had dropped down. That's the possibility if we keep on rotating down. Bitcoin came up to around 67,000. Seems to have hit a brick wall around that area. And now we're going to see if we do continue this consolidation event or if we can continue to reverse up. But what I'm seeing is, as we've back tested the drop points, I have not seen an extreme pull of volume. So am I optimistic that this is just going to break to new highs on this current rotation? So for XRP, am I confident we're getting back up to 66.6 cents and continuing past there without more retracement? Not necessarily. The fact we came up to 62.4 cents and then reversed back down to just around 59 cents right now seems to tell a story. The fact Bitcoin seems to have hit a brick wall tells a story, but it's still around the 66,000 level. We had one that we knew that needed to break out and try to catch up to V-Chain was ZIL, and now it's up 19% today, so that's good to see. It was up almost 30 though, so everything's starting to retrace back down now. We had a nice burst overnight, and it's not to be unexpected. We had a significant drop yesterday where the market went anywhere from 12 to 15% down depending on token. Some went 18 to 25. Like Shiba was down 30, but that was up way more than most tokens during this recent run up. So really we have to watch to see exactly where this is setting up to either dump back down to try to test that double bottom support, or if we found a new floor here and now we continue working our way back up. We speculated that Bitcoin, one, would sit around 59 or 60,000, and that could be an area of hold. Or it would have to go down to around 48 to 52, or worst case scenario, 38 to 42,000 area on the bullish handle. As of right now, Bitcoin had a drop of over 10,000 points roughly, just about 10,000 points, and now it's reversed back up about 6,800 points. So from the bottom, we're plus 6,800 on that consolidation candle. I don't know if 60,000 is going to be a big enough drop to build a bullish handle of the size we need. But if we continue to rotate out of here, it very well might be the case that drop to 60,000, well, 59.2K was enough to satisfy this bullish handle. And now if it is, we'll continue pushing out towards the halving event on Bitcoin in April. If not, we'll continue rotating down. So that's what we're going to look at this morning. We're going to look at the ins and outs of Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance chart, XRP, and the XRP market cap. And then we'll look very quickly at ZIL since it's had such a big run. And we own ZIL from 1.6 cents, or 1.5 cents. So it's great to see it running this morning. So I'm going to do the intro real quick. Please make sure to hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this update. It is very, very, very important you hit that like button. Not just for new viewers that find their way in here, but old viewers that might scroll through the YouTube feed and they never even get alerted to our updates. By you hitting that up or that like button and YouTube recommending this video, not just the new viewers, but the old viewers might get that YouTube recommendation and it'll finally show back up on their feed and they'll find their way home. So good morning, 10:15 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, March 6th, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So when we're looking at XRP, we can look through a lot of charts, but this is the one we have to pay attention to. This is the rising channel that we broke out of, we broke out to the downside. The rising channel resistance first hit on February 27th. So you had 27th, 28th, 29th. So you had about 9 to 10 days right now in this consolidation. Well, 9 days, and then it broke down. And now what we're looking at is if it were to come back up. Yesterday we talked about 63 cents, but now we're dragging on a little bit. Even if it were to come up, it'd be over here around 65 if it were to get a rejection. But we've got to watch to see if it's got enough steam. Right now it is pulling down some. And if it does fall down any farther, we are going to be in jeopardy of trying to come down and bottom at one of these spots. So you had the swing low at 533. So let's put this in here. We've speculated that because the technical drop point was 55 cents, maybe that's where it decides to put in a double bottom. But as of right now, we've got to be very, very patient. And we've got to be very diligent in watching the fact that we did have these reverse rallies back up. But let me tell you something. One thing, like I said last night on the live, that was noticeably glaring when we were starting to rebound back up, is that there was no volume to speak of. None. This volume coming in was trash. And now, in fact, not until it started dumping down, we got 7.8 million in this hourly candle. And there's still 42 minutes left. All the way up until here, we weren't receiving volume of any such. So now we need to see if there's any substance here to allow us to continue moving up. But it seems like we came up for rejection here. And the fact that we have such a surge in volume here suggests that we're finding more buyers on the way down. Now, is there a chance we could turn this into a double, like a W reversal? There's a small possibility. But right now, it would not surprise me if we start watching this rotation down again. Not like it's going to, not that it's the worst thing in the world. I'm just saying, somehow, some way, this is more than likely going to have to double bottom. I don't like this setup at all. I don't like the volume portfolio that was coming in. There wasn't nothing to push it up. Even with Bitcoin, it was something I was noticing last night. Yes, the price was going up, but you weren't seeing these crazy volatile swings of volume. Again, XRP, we can see there's just not much of a portfolio here or profile. We came up to our 66.6 cent target, and now we've almost rotated back down to the 534 support on this chart, which is pretty interesting. We can see we've had death cross in the 1 hour. And if this is confirmed right now, this is urgent for anybody watching. If you're an XRP holder right now, don't get tricked here. Don't buy into this up and down, ebb and flow. This is a bullish consolidation right now. Unless something extraordinary were to happen and we dropped off the map, Bitcoin needed to consolidate after hitting all-time highs. Bitcoin put in a cup that started in April of 2021. It took 3 full years for that cup to finish. To think that we wouldn't put in a handle that could bring us anywhere from 25 to 40% down from that 69,000 level is interesting that nobody could see that. You know, that some are thinking that that's not a possibility. We came down some 17% already from the top. Is that enough to satisfy Bitcoin's move for that bullish handle? That is something that we'll continue asking this morning. When we look at the XRP market cap, it did exactly what it was supposed to. Our numbers lined up with the pivot points and told us exactly where rejection was at 33.96 billion on this way back up. And honestly, overnight, and we pushed all, we dropped down, we pushed all the way back up to this pivot point and got rejected. Now we're underneath the death cross in the hourly. And now if we lose this support at 32.09 billion, it is in my expectation that XRP is going to probably come back down to 29.8 billion and see if we've got enough resist or support there. If not, that's where it gets interesting. If we don't have any support there, it gets interesting if we can't hold 29.5. Because then you start talking about, okay, well, XRP dropped down last night to 53.8. Maybe it is going to go back to where it showed us in the November of 2000. So maybe it is going to come back down here again and double bottom, because we didn't quite hit it last time at 52.4. We came down to almost, but maybe it's going to come back down here again. And then if it's going to hold, we need a double bottom down there on the November of 2021 formation. Keeps coming back down there for support. I dare say that if it holds this, it's trying to tell us the next volatile spike. If we can hold 526 on a pull down, we could be staring at a, what is this? We could be staring at about a 55% recovery up to 81 cents. This November of 2021 formation suggests if we don't break down this support, our rally point is going to be up to 82 cents on a hold. And right now we held it the first time around. Now the question is, can we maintain the hold? It was very important to come back up to almost 63 cents. I cannot phrase that enough. It was very important for XRP to come back up there, because now if you have another volatile swing down, yeah, you could drop another 15%, but instead of dropping 15% from 53 cents, you're dropping 15% again from 626. That's very important. And I would love to see this next liquidation candle come right now. I know a lot of people are wanting it to go up this morning. I'm of the opposite notion. I want to come down for this double bottom, clear out another 15% flash crash for XRP, and really all that 15% flash crashes is just coming down to test the retest area and see if we have enough support in the area. These are the kind of bounces that I like to see if it were to break down. We got that bearish consolidation up, and now we're coming to wipe out the rest of the short seller, or the ones that are, you know, swing trading, or the ones that are in leverage. Leverage is getting absolutely brutalized. Shorts, longs, all getting leveraged, hit, all getting liquidated. Spot is king. If you've got spot money lined up and you see these drops and you haven't bought in, oh my God, what a beautiful sight it is. Watching it go down 15% yesterday just to see it come all the way back up to 62.5 cents. I mean, think about it from a leverage position. There's a lot of people that would love to only be down a few percent and be able to get rid of the position and leverage. Instead, they had to get liquidated on the way back down, even if they bought it anywhere between 60 and 63 cents, even where it was just that. So pay attention to the ebb and flows of the market, because in my personal opinion right now, and I am not a financial advisor, so what do I know? But in my personal opinion, I believe they're liquidating the leverage traders to build capital for these moves. I believe that's how the exchanges make out. They take you on the leverage trading. So just pay attention. If you have a good spot portfolio and you understand what you're doing, and there's some beautiful leverage traders in this community, obviously take a cautious approach. But if you know what you're doing, don't let somebody stop you from doing what you enjoy. Just be cautiously optimistic of that we're in liquidity zones here. That means that they're trying to liquidate longs and shorts of all proportions. So just be careful. Just be careful. Bitcoin right now is at 66,126. I think it's important that we just stick with XRP and Bitcoin, and then we'll stop with ZIL at the very end. But it's very important that we stay with this very, very in-depth so that you can understand what they're trying to do to us this morning. Right now, Bitcoin's pivot point is at 66,283. Makes me very nervous every time we're under there. We came up to 67,600 on this push up. Pretty good push up. But the one thing that I'm seeing, and you can argue with me or you can agree with me in the comments, I'd love to see it either way. The Bitcoin on the initial drop, on this 3-hour drop candle, on this push up even, let's see where we ended up down. On this candle right here, we dumped 21,607 Bitcoin, and that brought us down to 59,337. Now we had kind of like the pullback at 7.5. Now look at the reversal. 3.1, and this is in the 3-hourly. 3.6K, 3.5K, 3.1K. Now the reversal, 7.4K. And now this first tug down, you got 1.22K in 27 minutes. To me, is it telling us that we're about to come back down? Or is it going to finish a V-shaped recovery? Well, 66,283 tells us it all. If we get rejected there, it's coming back down. We don't know if it's going to come all the way back down to the drop point at 59,495 or 200, or if it's going to continue down. And what my speculation is that on a bullish handle at minimum, I was thinking, and that's why when you look at my Bitcoin formation, you see the handle built as such on mine, which it did not come far enough down on that first hug. I have it around 55K, 52 to 55, and that's a retest of the broadening wedge breakout, and finally using it as support instead of resistance. We've not come back down to try to retest that. And in the weekly, I actually like how it looks because you have an engulfing candle in the weekly, and despite that pull down, this is very much a bullish candle still. It would be in our best interest to come and grab that 55 quicker than later if we were going to do it, because then you can continue on with this candle. But as it is right now, Bitcoin did come down to 59,200 and rotate up. And now we are under 66,283. So to me, that's very important to be under that level, because that, in fact, is the one level that can tell us whether we're bearish or bullish right now. If we manage to hold 66,283, because there is a chance we could be forming a reversal pattern here. And that 59,200 is enough. As I've said since the beginning, I hope that's enough for the drop, because if it is, you're getting a very volatile swing up with very little downside risk with that drop, because it was an immediate. What one could argue, if it does finish this, could end up being a V-shaped recovery if it did pull up, but kind of cut it off here, which can be scary. So now you can say we have that uptrending. So now we're kind of in that cusp. This is kind of like we're in the crescendo point here. Are we going to break down or are we going to break up? So all you need to watch this morning for Bitcoin is watch that 66,283 line. And then underneath here in the 30-minute, if it doesn't hold that, watch 64,400. If you lose the 200-day, that's going to signal the pushback down. And then it's anybody's ball game how far down it's going to go. But something tells me this morning that we might see a volatile flash drop here again. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope this is just a gut feeling. Because I would not mind seeing it go up to like 75 right now. However, I would like to see it continue to get this consolidation, so that instead of just a push to 75 and then a rollover, I would love to see it get this consolidation, catch everybody off guard here one more time, and have a flash drop once again. Flash crash to 10 to 15%, and then make the next move up. Because I believe that's exactly what the market wants. I believe it's grabbing this topside liquidity and clearing out zones underneath so that we can have a big sweep and then an even quicker push back up. So understand the halving's just a short time away. And if we were going to continue to rotate down and not push up a bullish handle, you would see it right now. And then leading into the halving, the week coming in, 2 weeks before, whatever it may be, we'll see that volatile swing back up. And then that could allow for that, significant push up for altcoins as well. XRP on this next leg, once we have the clear consolidation and liquidation of what they need to do on portfolios, and we have the appropriate whales and money behind us, I believe XRP, XLM, and XDC on this next push up, maybe not from the beginning, but in the grand scale, once this next continuation happens, and we could still be looking at a 15% drop here, but once that next continuation happens for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I believe XRP, XLM, and XDC this time around is going to overperform the market, because it's underperformed, and XRP always does it in a quick burst, and it always does it after the rest of the market seems to be taking advantage of it, because I believe with the amount of circulating supply, smart money, especially the institutions, they'll buy into other things like Bitcoin with the understanding that after they can double down into XRP, and with that massive amount of liquidity that they pour in, with not just the money they were going to use, but the profits they have from a Bitcoin or Ethereum run up, that's how they significantly move the price of XRP, and that's why they don't worry about buying into it early, but they buy into it right when the momentum's about to start. So Bitcoin, the dominance chart, I'm not seeing much here. I'm not seeing much here at the back end. Volume picked up a little bit, but the dominance chart is struggling a little bit. It did come up some, but as far as the pattern looks, it looks like it's trying to tug down here at some point to that 53.4%. If we continue to rotate up, Bitcoin would have to break over 54.2% and start pushing back up, but we'll see. We'll see. There is a chance that the Bitcoin dominance goes up as the altcoins correct a little bit. So that is something that we watch out for. So pay attention to this update. If Bitcoin can hold 66,200, what is this? 66,283, and use it as a support, there is a chance that we could keep bouncing up here and not have to go for further consolidation. So let's just see exactly what Bitcoin does. It almost looks like it has a bull flag here. I mean, it's kind of crazy to say that. But if this plays out for Bitcoin, you got to be very careful. Don't get shaken out. This first attempt, I hope you didn't get shaken out of XRP. But now, definitely don't get shaken out, because if Bitcoin does make this next move, 71,000 is what the target is off of if this bull flag plays out. If this little inverted left shoulder and right arm that looks like it's trying to form, if this actually plays true off of 66,283, we could be looking at 71,000. Now, that's not necessarily, for me, the best case scenario. I don't know if we would have staying power, but that would be the first step over that 69,000, and maybe that's how you could start making this incredible run back up. But if we don't break up, just understand that if we don't break up, we've got a technical target now where Bitcoin would come down about to 61,644. So basically what's going on here is it's Bitcoin down to 61,644, or you're seeing this in real time. So 61,601, or if we break up true, it's 71,000. So basically, either way, you've got about a 5,000 point swing coming with Bitcoin based on this little setup. So it's either 5,000 points down to 61.6K or 5,000 points up to just over 71,000. If you got anything out of this morning update, please hit that like button so that YouTube will recommend this video. If you're like, where the heck do I buy XRP or some of this crypto in the USA, but preferably XRP, since that's why I'm here, you can buy XRP on BITUNIX. USA users and Canadian users take advantage of this because it's very hard to buy XRP. In the USA, BITUNIX has a trading license from 2022. In Canada, it just got it in January of 2024. So rest assured that it's legal where you live. You don't need a VPN, nor do you need a KYC to make the trades, unless you're using a bank account, of course. They have the lowest spot fees and leverage trading fees in the USA for BITUNIX users. And make sure you take advantage of that, because during the high times of volatility, when the likes of Kraken, Uphold, Binance, Coinbase, and all of your typical suspects go down, we have found out, even on this recent drop, once again, BITUNIX was up and running. So now we're starting to put more capital in there so that we can have an exchange that's working in high times of volatility. So don't miss out on that. That's in the video description below and or pinned comments. You can join me at BITUNIX. If you want to show me personal support because you appreciate all the time I put in, you can always send a YouTube super chat. All I ask is you do that one time per month to pay it forward, or join Tom's Army, and in month 1 you get the exclusive emoji badge of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, it's true, folks. It's damn true. My face is superimposed on that emoji badge. All the way up to the 2-year badge, the 589 badge. XRP on the moon at 58.9 cents, not $589 at the end of 2023. So I do thank everybody for the extreme support. And one more time for XRP. If we continue to play true and try to come up to this resistance, we would come up to this rising channel resistance. And right now it's at about 65 cents. If we play down on Bitcoin instead of playing up, expect XRP down at about 55 cents. If Bitcoin plays up, expect XRP to retest 65 cents. If Bitcoin plays up, if it goes to 71K, XRP very well could break back into this rising channel, then push that 75 to 77 cents. But other than that, if Bitcoin maintains its bearish thesis and does get rejected at any point here, because this is going to be very interesting, we'll have a consolidation. But if Bitcoin does break up to 71K, expect the market to continue moving. I hope this update found you well. It's very important you watch it. Stay blessed, everybody. And if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better.